Hey guys, what is up? Welcome to another video here on this wonderful channel. Since Survival has dropped, the numbers of players actively playing the division have literally skyrocketed. 1.3, Steam looked about 8,000 players actively playing, and now with 1.5 here, the Survival DLC dropped, over 20,000 people are currently on Steam alone. That's not even counting consoles. So where does that leave us? It leaves us with a lot of experienced players who've been playing since the very beginning, who have logged 50 plus days in the game, knowing the gear drops, knowing the loot systems and how everything goes together and how good team composition works and guns and talents, and just having overexperienced players against new players now coming into the game. And I don't want to leave those new players behind, because you guys are key to this game. From 1.3, where the servers started dying out, where you go into servers that were dead and you jump servers and it'd still be dead, to now we're 1.4. If you hop in a server that is quote unquote dead, within 5 minutes it is filled. With 1.5 bringing back all these new players, it is key that we get everybody up to speed. Not only do we have new players, we have returning players. Not everybody understands the looting system, not everybody understands how to mod weapons, how to use talents, or what gear to use. And that's what I hope to achieve with this series, is to make sure that when I step in the dark zone, us experienced players have a challenge and these new players returning are having fun. Because this is one of Massive's biggest IPs, and I really hope this bigger community with this bigger voice, that we all keep seeing changes in the right direction. Now, you guys have already seen my build in depth if you haven't previewed my last video, but I want to talk about the Tommy gun today. And with the huge nerf to submachine guns, this one definitely brings it back with the talent Carefree, which is hipfire damage is increased by 11%. Now, this is not the fully moddable one, and if you want it, you have to farm underground, but I got this one from a supply drop. Now, with the huge nerf to submachine guns, I believe Carefree really makes this gun viable. Now, these numbers aren't very accurate because it does not factor in enemy armor damage or elite damage, or that I'm going to be drinking water, which also gives me 20% damage to elites. So these numbers are not clear at all, but it does show you that there is a difference between ADSing and then hip firing, which I will highly recommend to anybody, no matter what gun you use, to hip fire, because that is absolutely king in PvP. ADSing makes you stand still like a stick, whereas hip firing will make sure that you are constantly moving and make players have a hard time of actually hitting you. Now, the only thing that has been bugging me about this is I've been trying to roll competent on it, which is absolutely god for my build currently, because I am a support player and I constantly pop skills, which gives me 10% more weapon damage. And I'm currently on my last time being able to re-roll it, which is absolutely killing me, because it not only costs 500 Phoenix credits, but if I do not get competent, the gun will not be as good as it could have been. And this is one of the luckiest finds that I found in the dark zone. So if you guys do run into a Tommy gun, make sure you keep it. Make sure you guys know what talents to roll on as well before re-rolling it. But if you guys are able to farm underground, you do find the other variant of it that allows you to fully modify it. That is the only better submachine gun I can see out there, but Carefree is the talent you want to be looking for. Now, besides that, guys, today I want to go over some talents, and I'm not talking about weapon talents. I'm talking about talents hidden behind your build that will absolutely make them shine. And Triage happens to be one of my favorites because it makes my cooldowns go by so fast. If you see this, I'll hit him with a heal. It can be any heal, and it boosts my cooldown for my heal automatically by 15%. Now, if I popped it down in front of him, it would do the same, and then he could run into it, and you'll see the difference there with the cooldowns as well. No matter where you pop it, as long as you heal the ally, counts. Talent I personally like to run is Combat Medic. It is a very team-oriented talent where whenever you pop a med pack, they receive 40% of that heal. This doesn't just have to be subject to support players. I love when DPS players use it as well, because whenever I'm fumbling around on cooldowns, it gives me those extra few seconds of health to be able to let the cooldowns finish out and pop my own heals, and also for the team. It's not wasting a med pack just on yourself, it's helping the entire team out. Next talent couples really nicely with Combat Medic. It is critical save, which allows you to have 40% damage mitigation for 10 seconds, and it's really nice whenever you're on the run or just waiting for your cooldowns to be up. It just gives you that extra boost of toughness. Now, Death by Proxy is something I should definitely start using a lot more, and is geared more for those who use electronics. Now, whenever you do destroy a hostile skill, you do receive 20% more skill power for 30 seconds, which is absolutely huge. Now, this works on mines, turrets, and stations as well, and is huge. And whenever I shoot my Liberator, which has Talented on it, and then I proc Death by Proxy as well, you'll see how my skill power just is insane. It goes all the way up to 280 just about, and we all know that 250 is like the soft cap for skills before you start seeing the hard diminishing returns hit. But still, those two coupled together, especially with a skill power player, it is just going to be insane. Now, precision is definitely not something worth skipping over, because if you're running a gear set that heavily relies on your skills, such as like Firecrest, where you rely on your fire turret, like the D3 FNC, which relies on your ballistic shield, of course you guys want to keep your first aid ally heal. So adding this precision allows whenever you headshot a agent or like an enemy to pulse them for 10 seconds, which it gives you the base pulse, which is going to grant you guys extra critical hit chance and damage to the target. One is Done is another one of those talents that is now looked over because nobody's really running the shotguns like 1.3, but it definitely doubles your DPS if you're constantly hitting those headshots. And if you're good for those, you're going to definitely see a spiking in DPS because you're going to keep putting out damage. Now here I'm running Precision and One is None, and you'll see that whenever he does get pulsed, he is outlined in red, and you'll see my ammo start dropping and then gaining ammo. It's back and forth, which almost doubles your clip, which doubles your damage theoretically if you are hitting those headshots. Another good talent to run is On the Move, and when killing a target, it reduces the amount of incoming damage by 30% for 10 seconds, and this does factor in right to your toughness. There's always AI all around that you guys can kill to proc this before going to PvP or while in PvP, and you'll see, look, 612k toughness from 423, which is huge. And when you guys go into PvP, you guys can simply proc that, or during PvP just simply look out for AI because they're all over the place. And it's simply just playing strategically. It's not a game where you have your build and you just point and shoot and things happen. What is going to make your build shine is where you find those opportunities to proc those hidden talents to make your build absolutely shine. Like if I'm running Death by Proxy, I'm going to be looking out for those shock turrets, I'm going to be looking out for secret mines and constantly trying to hit those rather than hitting the players, because I'm going to get increased skill power, which is going to help the team with my heals, which is going to keep them alive. As well as you being a DPS player, there's a talent I want to talk about, which is Tactical Advance, which is complete a cover-to-cover move to increase weapon damage by 2% per meter covered. Now this is crazy because we're increasing the weapon damage here, which if you're using an LVOAC, which has like say 18.1k base damage, and you're going to multiply that by 2% per meter covered, which means by the time you have Tactical Advance fully procced, you now have a LVOAC that hits 23.53 base damage on it. And look at that DPS number, it bumped it up almost 100k. That is such a DPS boost, and nobody really realizes how to incorporate this into PvP. Now I don't really have any like exact blips of us using like Tactical Advance or stuff like Death by Proxy, because I haven't really started using that, but this is something I definitely need to start using. The only stuff I have is us using, say, like Critical Save or Combat Medic and Triage, of course. I'm going to be opening up next video with solid gameplay of those tactics being used. Of course, I play support, so I'll be using the Death by Proxy, and then Dysparity plays mad DPS, so he's going to be doing the Tactical Advance and showing you the other side there. So I can show you the skill side and he can show you the DPS side, but I cannot tell you how many times he's been called out for, like, let's say cheating or hacking, and how many threats of getting reported he'll get daily just because of the way he plays his build, and how most of the newer players don't see that these talents actually exist and don't know how to use them in like a viable gameplay. Now that's going to end the video for today, guys, but I'm definitely going to be putting out some gameplay of those talents being used in the future, like solid gameplay. But in the meantime, guys, please like and share, and I'll see you in the DZ.